I was in my first piano recital when I was 3. I didn't know you were supposed to be afraid. And the story went that as soon as the teacher lifted me onto the piano bench, something which really wasn't necessary, I was perfectly capable of getting up onto it myself, but it made good stage show, I guess, for her to lift me up. Anyway, the first thing I did, I guess, was look out into the audience of several hundred people and wave at my grandfather, and then proceeded. So I wasn't nervous. It wasn't until I was 8 or 9 when, before these annual recitals, as the students would be backstage in the dressing room, I would hear all the older students talking about how scared they were. Oh, I'm so afraid, what if I do this? They were all so afraid, and I didn't know what they were talking about. I felt very left out, and I thought I should probably start cultivating this. Then I would be truly grown up. There's excitement, which is good. Fear, of course, doesn't get you anywhere. And my ideas about this evolved mainly from my own performances and also from teaching. Realizing that if you are frightened about performing, it is simply your ego. You are being very concerned about whether you're going to be thought ill of or not. What will people think when you mess up? Your focus is on yourself rather than the thing you're doing. I used to write a script for myself to peruse backstage, full of positive things, reminders, and also shared this with my students to use before their performances. It was a kind of self-hypnosis. The music is the most important thing here. This Bach piece. Getting so absorbed with your own feelings about the piece that you didn't have any energy left over to think about what people were going to think about you. You wanted to share this piece the best you could, remembering that you're the only person in the room at this moment that can play this piece, probably. I did a couple of experiments to see how this could work, how helpful can fear be when you're in performance. It was rather foolish of me. I paid the price. But I was in the middle of the performance of a concerto at a leading music festival. And I decided I would experiment and start worrying about a passage that I had never missed. Oh, that C sharp. What if I missed that C sharp? I could miss that C sharp. Oh, it's coming. And I missed it. And dropped the next couple of bars as a matter of a consequence. So I could see how that does not work in your favor. The thinking of yourself and how you're appearing and how poorly you might be appearing also has a flip side. You can be playing along in the middle of a performance and do something very well, maybe the best you've ever done it, and recognize that. Whoa! You lose it. You got out of the piece, you got out of the experience, and you started thinking about yourself. How great you did. That was just as disastrous. I try to keep aware of my love of what it is that I'm doing. The rest is extra. Now, the fear, the terror, the almost vomiting pain that comes from stage fright, I have had in nightmares and dreams. I still sometimes have a nightmare where I'm backstage, the orchestra is on stage, we're doing a piano concerto, it's time for me to enter the stage, and I don't have the foggiest idea what concerto I'm supposed to be playing. Or I know what concerto I'm supposed to be playing, but I don't know it. Those are the fears, and they just come out in the dreams and nightmares, fortunately. I don't perform publicly as much as I used to.